Okay, I think we're live, right? Okay. Welcome, Anusuya Mataji. I don't remember seeing you earlier on the call, but welcome. Vinita, you logged in 2 devices? Or is it Preeti?
I don't know. It's Preeti Mataji, but dishes look like Thailand. I don't know.
Preeti only.
Yeah. Hey, Haribol Preeti. Nice to see you here.
Okay, I will share the link, Mataji.
Okay, sure. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. Today we are having, we'll be learning another set of beautiful verses from Canto 2, Chapter 1. Like these are like the, like a set of verses. So starting from 2.1.1 through 6. So today we'll be doing 4, 5, 6. So they're very interesting and very beautiful verses actually. Oh, I don't know why it's repeating my. Oh, sorry about that. The YouTube link was playing on another window. Okay. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to read the invocation prayers, please? Any volunteers?
Shall I read, Mataji? If anyone...
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for beautifully singing, actually. Let's go to today's verse. And like always, I'll appreciate if a volunteer can repeat after me. Anybody would like to repeat?
I repeat, Mataji.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mataji. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavya Chechatabhayam So I think that word is a little bit kind of tricky, right? Chechatabhayam. It's actually a combination of cha, ichhata, abhayam. Okay. So chechatabhayam. Yeah. It's a little tricky. Smartavyash is not too bad. Smartavyash, kirtitavyash. Okay. So we can try to recite it line by line. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma.
Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma.
Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma.
Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma.
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi.
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi.
Shrotavya kirtitavyascha
Shrotavya kirtitavyascha
smartavyascha bhayam.
Smartavyascha bhayam.
Actually, I did a mistake. Actually, we should bring the fourth one because this is continuing from the fourth one. So tasmad. So, so let me quickly go to the fourth one. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the one we have to do. Sorry about that. Dehapatya
Dehapatya
kalatradishu
kalatradishu
atma sainyeshu
atmasainyeshva
asatsvapi
asatsvapi
tesham
tesham
pramatto
pramatto
nidhanam
nidhanam
pashyan api
pashyan api
na pashyati.
na pashyati.
Yeah. So this is, sorry, the verse we have to do 2.1.4. Then we will, it will make sense to do the fifth one. So let's try to recite this verse. Dehapatya kalatradishu.
Dehapatrakkalatradishu
Deha
Dehapatyakalатradishu
Dehapatya kalatradishu.
Dehapatyakalатradishu
Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi.
Atmasainyē swasatsvapi
Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi. It's so good listening.
Atmasainyē asatsvapi
Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi.
Atmasainyē swasatsvapi
Tesham pramatto nidhanam.
Tesham pramatto nidhanam
Tesham pramatto nidhanam.
Tesham pramatto nidhanam
Pashyan api na pashyati.
Pashyan api na pashyati
Dehapatya kalatradishu.
Dehapatyakalатradishu
Atma sainyeshvapi. Sorry, Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi.
Atmasainyē asatsvapi
Otherwise, if it's easier, we can do Atma sainyeshu asatsvapi.
Atmasainyeshu asatsvapi
Tesham pramatto nidhanam.
Tesham pramatto nidhanam
Pashyan api na pashyati.
Pashyan api na pashyati
Dehapatya kalatradishu.
Dehapatyakalатradishu
Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi.
Atmasainyeshu asatsvapi
Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi.
Atmasainyeshu asatsvapi
Tesham pramatto nidhanam.
Tesham pramatto nidhanam
Pashyan api na pashyati.
Pashyan api na pashyati
Dehapatya kalatradishu.
Dehapatyakalатradishu
Atma sainyeshvasatsvapi.
Atmasainyeshu asatsvapi
Tesham pramatto nidhanam.
Tesham pramatto nidhanam
Pashyan api na pashyati.
Pashyan api na pashyati.
Jai, so nice recitation. So, any words stand out to you, Preeti, from this verse?
Kalatru. Kalatra is spouse.
Yeah, very nice.
At-
Wife.
Deha is body. Atma sainyeshu. Sainya is army. Atma is self or body.
Mhm.
Asat. Asat means they are not true or they are not permanent or they don't stand long. Pramatta to forgetfulness. Pramatta
Mhm.
means like, inattention or forgetfulness. Nidhanam can mean either wealth or it can also mean death. I don't know what the context is.
Mhm.
Pashyan is to see. Apina pashyati is not seen. Even then it's not seen. So I don't know. Now you have to tell.
Yeah, very nice, Preeti. You translated almost all of the whole verse. So Deha, like you rightly said, is the body. Apatya is referring to the children. Kalatra is the wife or the spouse. Adishu, like all the related relations and like that. And Atma Sainyesh Vasatsvapi. So Atma Sainyeshu. So they are like, like your, like Mataji, like you rightly said, army or soldiers, like that. Of your Atma is referring to the self, like that, Asatsvapi. But they are asat, they are fallible in that sense. So Prabhupada, I mean, here the family, the Shukadev Goswami is referring to the family, the relatives, all these relations around us as fallible soldiers. So, like a person, we tend to depend on the family, right? We feel that our family is a sense of security, and when you come home, you feel very secure, you feel comfortable, with your family, like that. But the verse here, Shukadev Goswami is saying that, because they are attached to the material. In the previous verse, if we remember, in the third verse, we saw how the person is spending the night and day, right? Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena cha vayaha diva chate haya rajan kutumba bharanena. So he's doing all these things, trying to make money in the during the day, and indulging in other sensual pleasures at night, and losing his night's sleep, like that, but to support the family, and thinking that this family is and all, like for them. So he feels that the family will provide all the security and the support, they will stand for him, at all times, like that. But the verse is saying that asats vapi, so they're all fallible soldiers, as they've been compared to fallible soldiers. Tesham pramatto nidhanam. So pramatto, like, like, so bewildered like this, because they are in the bodily concept of life. So they are kind of, in one sense, bewildered. Pashyan api na pashyati. So even though they are seeing things happening, but still they are not actually able to realize the truth that, these are fallible soldiers, and they're not there eternally, they're fallible, like that. So that's what is being conveyed. Very nice, Preeti explained all the meanings. Let's see what Prabhupada has translated this verse. I'd like, if any volunteers would like to read the translation and the synonyms and the translations, please. Let me make it a better font color.
May I, Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Deha, body, apatya, children, kalatra, wife, adishu, and in everything in relation to them. Atma, own, sanveshu, fighting
Sanyeshu, sorry, that is underlined.
Sanyeshu, fighting soldiers. Asatsu, fallible. Api, in spite of. Tesham, of all of them. Pramattaha, too attached. Nidhanam, destruction. Pashyam, having been experienced. Api, although. No, does not. Pashyati, see it. Persons devoid of Atma Tattva do not inquire into the problems of life, being too attached to the fallible soldiers like the body, children, and wife. Although sufficiently experienced, they still do not see their inevitable destruction. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, so I think the word Nidhanam, like Preeti was saying here, is referring to Nidhan, destruction. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, that persons who are devoid of Atma Tattva, because this series of verses is talking about, Atma Tattva. I think the second verse, yeah. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam, right? Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nrinam Santi Sahasrasha. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam Griheshu Grihamedhinam. So because they are attached, Grihamedhinam, Griheshu Grihamedhinam is the people are attached to the family, like that. And then the third verse is saying what do they do when they attach to the family? They are just making money from the family and enjoying sensual pleasures, like that, and bearing the burden. Kutumba Bharnena. And then because of this, what's happening is, these people are, though the person thinks that these are his, soldiers who will protect him at the time of death or whatever that is, but they are actually fallible soldiers, because they themselves are subject to birth, old age, disease, and death, like that. So how can they protect him, right? So but still, even though seeing that they cannot protect, he's still attached to the family, right? Like that's how the human life is. So let's move on to the fifth verse, which is what we were doing. So now, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma, Yeah, I'd like one volunteer. If anybody can volunteer, please, to repeat after me. I know we're missing what's his name? Anjaneya today. Maybe he's busy. Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu. Yeah, let me. Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi
भगवान् ईश्वरो हरि
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च
Smartavyaschechata Bhayam
स्मर्तव्यश्चेतता भयम्
Smartavyaschechata Bhayam
स्मर्तव्यश्चेतता भयम्
Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma.
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा.
Prabhu, now I know why you wanted to repeat after me.
Sorry.
It has your name there. Literally calling out to you. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi
भगवान् ईश्वरो हरि
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च
Smartavyaschechata Bhayam
स्मर्तव्यश्चेतता भयम्
Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi
भगवान् ईश्वरो हरि
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च
Smartavyaschechata Bhayam
स्मर्तव्यश्चेतता भयम्
Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा
Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi
भगवान् ईश्वरो हरि
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च
Smartavyaschechata Bhayam.
स्मर्तव्यश्चेतता भयम्.
Jai, very nice, Prabhuji.
Thank
So,
you,
would you
Mataji.
like to, if any words stand out to you, would you like to share, Prabhu?
Sure,
Yeah, but
Mataji.
Bharata is not referring to you here. Okay.
Yes, Mataji. So, like Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari, like Lord Hari is the Ishwar Bhagavan, the Supreme. And Shotavya Kirtitavya. Shotavya means hearing. Kirtitavya means glorifying, to do the kirtan of the Lord Hari. Smartavya, to remember, smaran. And Ichchita Bhayam, Ichcha means our desire.
Mhm.
And Abhaya means without fear. Bhaya means fear. Abhaya means without fear.
Mhm.
When we glorify Lord, hear about Him and remember, so we become fearless. And Sarvatma means super soul.
Yeah, that's why
Bha-
Bharata. Bharata is referring to
Bharatavash.
who is Shukdev Goswami preaching to here? Who asked the question at the end of Canto 1?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Yeah, Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj is being referred to as Bharata, like the descendant of Bharata. So Tasmat, so it's continuing from the previous verse. So we learned Deha Patya Kalatradishu. So from that verse, it's continuing. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma, like everybody. Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha. Smartavyascha Bhayam. Yeah, like you said, Sarvatma here could be referring to the super soul too. Let's check what Prabhupada has given in the translation. Yeah, you're right, Prabhu, the super soul. Yeah, any volunteers who would like to read the synonyms and translation, please? Or I could read it too, no problem at all. So, Tasmat, for this reason, Bharata, O descendant of Bharata, Sarvatma, the super soul, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Ishvaraha, the controller, Harihi, the Lord, who vanquishes all miseries. Shrotavya is to be heard, Kirtitavya to be glorified, Cha also Smartavya to be remembered, Cha and Ichchata of one who desires, Abhayam, freedom. So Prabhupada is translating Abhayam as freedom. Of course, freedom from what? Freedom from anxiety, right? That's what we all want to go to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is place where there is no anxiety. So it will be freedom from all miseries which cause anxiety, right? So that's the root cause, the anxiety which exists in this material world because of the unknown things, right? So translation, O descendant of King Bharata, one who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller, and the savior from all miseries. So Sarvatma is the super soul, Ishvaro is controller, right? We have to remember the two distinctions. Then Bhagavan is the supreme personality of Godhead. So the three features are in one sense, he controls, or he, over all the creation, material and spiritual. And Sarvatma is the super soul and also exists in the Bhagavan feature, like that. Nice verse. Let's move on to verse 2.1.6. Okay, I'll need again. Somebody had a comment. Okay, sure. Revati Mataji, would you like to recite after me?
Sure, Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Etavan
Etavan
Sankhya
Sankhya
Yogabhyam
Yogabhyam
Swadharma
Swadharma
Parinishthaya
Parinishthaya Parinishthaya
Janmalabha
Janmalabha
Para Pumsam
Parapumsam
Ante
Ante
Narayana Smritihi
Narayana Smritihi.
Etavan, okay, we can recite line by line, okay? Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam
Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam
Swadharma Parinishthaya
Swadharma Parinishthaya
Janmalabha Para Pumsam
Janmalabha Parapumsham
Ante Narayana Smritihi.
Ante Narayana Smritihi.
Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam
Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam
Swadharma Parinishthaya
Swadharma Parinishthaya
Janmalabha Para Pumsam
Janmalabha Parapumsam
Ante Narayana Smritihi.
Ante Narayana Smritihi.
Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam
Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam
Swadharma Parinishthaya
Swadharma Parinishthaya
Janmalabha Para Pumsam
Janmalabha Parapumsam
Ante Narayana Smritihi.
Ante Narayana Smritihi.
So this is the end goal is being described in this verse. Mataji or anybody else, would you like to share any words that stand out to you? Sankhya, Yoga, Bhyam, like these words ring a bell.
Sankhya Yoga means the yoga system defined as in Sankhya Yoga, where we
Yeah,
meditate.
Sankhya. Mhm.
And Swadharma means our own occupation. Parinishthaya means Nishtha means determination.
Mhm.
Janmalabha, Parapumsam. Pumsam means human beings, means Parha means supreme, and Labha means the benefit of Janma means birth. The benefit of this human birth is that Ante Narayana Smriti, that we remember Lord Narayan at the end of our life.
Yeah, very nice, Mataji. Yeah, so Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya, like Mataji nicely explained. So, a person may be engaged in Sankhya philosophy, like trying to delineate the Sankhya is referring to what actually we also learned in Bhagavad Gita, right? So it is to distinguish between matter and spirit, right? So you may want to learn about the Sankhya philosophy like that. Yoga Bhyam. You may take to like yoga practices like that, and Ashtanga Yoga. And Swadharma Parinishtaya. Or you could be, doing your duties, your occupational duties very nicely. Janma Labha. But what is the end goal for doing all this is the end aim, Janma Labha Para Pumsam Ante Narayana. So you may be engaged in these things, but the end goal must be Ante Narayana Smriti. So these all should lead to bhakti to the Lord, and so you can remember the Lord all the time, especially at the time of death. So let's see how Prabhupada has translated. Any volunteers who would like to read?
Jai Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead. Prabhu.
Etavan, all this, Sankhya, complete knowledge of matter and spirit. Yoga Bhyam, knowledge of mystic power. Swadharma, particular occupational duty. Parinishthaya, full perception. Jan, birth. Labh, gain. Para, the supreme. Pumsam, of a person. Ante, at the end. Narayan, the personality of Godhead. Smriti, remembrance. The highest perfection of human life, achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by practice of mystic power, or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, is to remember the personality of Godhead at the end of the life. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, so we have done 3 verses for today. I would like, if there are any volunteers, if you can recite the verses we learned today, it will be nice. So anybody would like to do that? Try today's verses, please.
Yeah, try Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead. You can recite all the verses, Mataji, as a practice.
Okay, Mataji. देहापत्ये कलत्रादिषु आत्मसेनेषु असत्त्व अपि तेषां प्रमत्तो निधनं पश्यन् अपि न पश्यति.
Very nice, Mataji.
तस्माद् भारत सर्वात्मा भगवान् ईश्वरो हरि श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च स्मर्तव्यश्चेष्टा भयम्. एतावान् साङ्ख्ययोगाभ्यां स्वधर्मपरिनिष्ठया जन्मलाभपरा पुंसाम् अन्ते नारायण स्मृतिः.
Thank you, Mataji. So nicely you recited. Let's try to do the first 3 verses also. Any volunteers would like to recite, please? Nitya Prabhu, you've been quiet. You busy?
Fine, Mataji. I will try, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu. Oh, is this font okay with you?
Yeah, it's okay, Mataji.
Okay.
Shri Sukho Vacham Varyan Ishata Te Prashna Kruto Loka Hitam Narpam Atmavid Sammata Pumsam Shrotavyadeshu Ya Para.
Yeah.
Word to
You
word
want to
meaning
read
and
the translation to Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Synonyms also, Mataji?
No need for synonyms, Prabhu. We'll
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
translation.
Thank you, man. Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, "My dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. The answer to this question is the prime subject matter for hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists." Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Who wants to do 2.1.2?
May I try, Mataji?
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhu.
श्रोतव्याधिनि राजेन्द्र नृणां सन्ति सहस्रश अपश्यतामात्मतत्त्वं गृहेषु गृहमेधिनाम्.
Thank you, Prabhuji. The meaning, translation, do you want to read, Prabhu?
Sure, Mataji. Only translation or synonyms also?
Yeah, translation is good enough, Prabhu.
Okay. So, Shrotavya Adini. Those persons who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matters for hearing in human society, O Emperor.
Yeah. So Nripa is being referred to. Nripa is the word for emperor. Rajendra is emperor. Or the other verse had Nripa. Okay. Okay, third one. Let me try to recite. Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena cha vavayah diva chate haya rajan kutumba bharanena va. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime, either in making money or maintaining family members. Okay. Anybody has any questions or any thoughts or realizations you'd like to share? Okay, if there are no questions, let me try to, recite once the verses from the beginning. So it will help us to memorize. Even I need to memorize this nice set of verses. Shri Shukavacha Variyaneshate Prashnaha Kruto Lokahitam Nrapa Atmavid Sammatah Pumsam Shrotavyadishu Yah Paraha. Shri Shukavacha Variyaneshate Prashnaha Krito Lokahitam Nrapa Atmavid Sammatah Pumsam Shrotavyadishu Yah Paraha. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nranam Santi Sahasrashah Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihamedhinam. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nranam Santi Sahasrashah Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihamedhinam. Go on to next verse. Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena cha vavayah diva chate haya rajan kutumba bharanena va. Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena cha vavayah diva chate haya rajan kutumba bharanena va. Go for today's verses. Would anybody else like to recite each verse 2 times? Or I could go ahead if you are busy. Okay, let me listen. Dehapatyakalatradishu atmasainyeshvasvatsvapi tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Dehapatyakalatradishu atmasainyeshvasvatsvapi tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyan api na pashyati. Let me recite it one more time because I'm still not sure of the second line. Dehapatyakalatradishu Atmasainyeshvasvatsvapi tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Okay. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Bhayam. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Bhayam. Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Parah Pumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Parah Pumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. Okay. We can stop here for now, and maybe if nobody has any questions or realizations to share, maybe we'll call it a day or a night now for us in the US. And let's recite the Vaishnava Pranam mantra. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you so much everybody for joining. And yeah, we'll try to look at another set of 3 verses next week. So until then, let's try to meditate on these verses. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, let me just end the call. Yeah, I'll be closing the call now. Thank you so much, dear devotees. We'll meet next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.